morning, good night, you lovers. It is the one, the only Captain D Ball. We're here for a review for One Piece chapter 1162. I was very fucking excited for this chapter. For those of you who don't know, I am a mod for a little community called TOPT, and I have to make sure that these spoilers don't get out. So the second I seen that the spoilers dropped, it was like a fucking nuke, and I had to see them immediately. And learning what was in this chapter really blew my Scalati. My Scalati was in pieces all over the floor. It was something to behold. But honestly, maybe one of the best chapters, which is crazy because I feel like I just said that 5 chapters ago. Oda is on a fucking insane run. We're just gonna start off right where we need to. We are finishing up this cover story. You know, Yamato has found Odin's shrine, and I guess that's just the cap on this. That is the finish to this story. I don't know what's about to happen. I hope we get an event just featuring Wano, because no cross skill and no like Blackbeard pull up. It's kind of a little shaky. It's a little shaky. I don't know. I'm not really messing with it too much, but I wonder where it's going to be going in the future with Yamato and the Scabbards. You know, Monosuke. Maybe he has further developed his version of the fish fruit. You know, that he quote unquote has. You know, but even then, I don't know. Maybe it has all of the same quality as the fish. Like, can Monosuke like attain a hybrid form? You know what I mean? But probably not. We see that there's just a scramble on God Valley. We see that Rayleigh is saving Shaki. We get a cute little illustration of Rocks versus Garling on the map of God Valley. Apparently, by the way, little side note, there is a little path. Maybe it's a street, or maybe it's it's either a street or a road that is called God's Valley in Oregon. So if any One Piece fans want to check that out, I think that's pretty cool. They are scrambling all around God Valley, and what we cut to is Kuma and Ivankov. They have found themselves in a treasure room. They have the fish fruit for Ivankov, and Kuma has the pawpaw fruit. Big Mom bursts through the room. You know, she's questioning what's going on, and we see Ivankov pinned up. Kuma, he inhales the pawpaw fruit, and we see that this is the start of Kuma's journey that we learned. This is the start of Kuma's devil fruit journey that we learned from his backstory. So I think that's really cool. Just things tying in together seamlessly. Things tying in together seamlessly after an arc. I can't be happy enough about that. What I really do appreciate also is just Big Mom's design. She looks great. She looks really, really good compared to some of the like, she just looks good. The artwork is just clean on her. We get a really clean on her. We cut next to Garp. You know, he's questioning himself on why he is on God Valley. You know, he asks Goku what's going on. Goku kind of gives a little light that, you know, he heard some things, but he was never too sure. Basically, it was like a half-assed answer. And Garp really assesses with himself, is like, man, I may be on the wrong team. I may be with the bad guys, which is crazy because he doesn't go anywhere. So, all right, my nigga. Like, all right. Like, look at you and your fake fucking conclude. Like, look at you and your fake epiphanies and shit. Whatever. We see next that baby Blackbeard, Eris, and Rox D. Zebek, they're racing through the forest of God Valley, and you know, they're arguing, right? Because Eris wants to get put down. She has a plan, and she thinks that, you know, she knows what's best forward for Rox and the baby's survival. Kind of saying that, you know, keeping all the eggs in one basket is just a bad idea. Rox, you know, he's very closed in. He's very just trying to keep his family safe. And Eris says, hey, you know, I'm a pirate, all right? These people took care of me and they're my family. And you wouldn't have just gotten with me and trusted me with your child if I wasn't somebody who can protect myself. You and Rock's, kind of trying to be all machismo and macho. He's like, yo, like, be quiet, like let me take care of you, right? Like let me sit here and like cater to you, right? Like let me cater to you, type shit, right? But Eris ends up convincing Rocks on behalf of the life of Teach and the life of Eris. She puts everything on the line. She says, hey, if they catch me, I'll clip Teach and then I'll kill myself. End of discussion. So they won't get the glory and they won't get the victor spoils, right? Rocks, he sees this and, he kind of contently just kind of backs off and he, accepts it. He lets Eris take off with Teach, and we see Garling pull up. Earlier we see that Garling was already regenerating, saying that it took a while for the cuts to heal, kind of like what we're seeing with Scott Gabon. Now, when he goes against Rocks, we see that it's massive explosions, and my nigga, Garling gets off screen. Ain't that yo fucking daddy's son, boy? I tell you what, Blackbeard just like his daddy, Blackbeard just like his fucking daddy. Crazy fucking shit from Rocks. But he ends up off-screening Garling, which I think is hilarious. Shout out to Oda for that. That's just fucking fun. But it really does kind of put Rocks in a spectrum of not only hockey, but just stamina. Because if they can keep regenerating, we have to assume that Garling was one of those kind of guys, and he had this regen ability. He was probably cracked. He was probably insanely tough. And for Rocks to back him up, oh my god. Low-key kind of looked like Law too. Oh, he left that nigga Garling looking like Law. That's crazy. Yo, okay. Next we see Big Mom. She's kind of gloating that she got the fish fruit, right? She kind of yanked it off Ivankov, and she's gloating, yo, Katakuri is gonna be such a strong pirate. I can't wait for Katakuri to eat this fruit. And then we see Kaido in the shadows wind up. He hooks off on Big Mom, then he steals the fruit and he takes off. He eats it and he just has his cheeks full, and Big Mom doesn't have time to react, bro. She like says like, you bastard, when he's like halfway down the fucking field. But it's like, bro, it's like she was capping. She was not going to help. She was not going to help get that man a fucking devil fruit, bro. She was trying to use that nigga. I get it. Listen, if I was Kaido, I would have double tapped. If I was Kaido, I would have double tapped. I would have like, bing, bing, liar, and I would have just took off. Oh my god, that shit was funny as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Kaido a real street nigga for that, bro. Like a real hoodlum, a real life hoodlum. It was a really beautiful shot of both Eris holding Teach and Dragon holding Shanks, or Shamrock. We're not too sure which one he's holding yet. But it's they're cradling one another, saying, "Hey, I am going to take care of you, and I'm going to make sure that you get off this island safe." And obviously, both of these children get off the island safe. So I just think that's just a really beautiful piece of art there. It kind of rivals the symmetry art that we got with Rocks and Roger a couple of chapters back. I really like that. So I really like this. We also see Kuma saving everyone that he can, and it's a really eerie shot, man, of Kuma. And it's just kind of like an idea I had about just kind of like the longevity of belief, right? And the lineage of belief. Because we know that I believe I believe the name of Kuma's father is something. I think it's Smash, or no, Kuma's father's name was Clap. Yes. Yes, we all know that Kuma's father, Clap, inspired him to believe in Nika, right? And to believe in the will of Joy Boy. So for Kuma to be poofing away all these people, and for them to be kind of giving grace and to be giving thanks to Kuma, kind of conduit of Joy Boy, right? And it's insane, because while this is happening and everyone's kind of giving praise to Kuma, we see that Saturn is giving a telepathic report to Imu, and they say, hey, things are going kind of crazy. The pirates showed up. They kind of turned this into a mess. If this continues, this could spill secrets that would rather be best this could expose secrets that would rather be left unexposed. Emo says that won't do at all. And all of the Marines, just like on Egghead, they see a massive summoning, and Emu literally takes the form of Saturn, right? And I don't know how to explain that. I'm just gonna show it. It's fucking insane. It's nuts, and it is probably some of the most threatening shit you could ever imagine. The power scale of the Gorosei, that mixed with what we know Emu is capable of, just on the showing that we got from Sabo entering the room, also just with some small stuff that we are getting from LF right now. It's just like, oh, it's a sick bag. Everything that the Gorosei could do, Saturn can do. Like, we are in for some shit. We are in for some shit. We literally might get I guess they're already in there. Like, there's possible that this form may have another evolving, right? It is so much going into this. I am so fucking excited for this. But what I really can say is that all hope is not lost. Rox is there, he is witnessing kind of on the shores of all this happening. We get a really nice trio shot of both Garp. We get a really nice trio shot of Garp, Roger, and Rox taking notice to this massive amount of Conquerors hockey, right? The second Saturn gives his body to Emu. Emu says thank you. And Emu says thank you. Just as the slaves who are being freed says thank you. Super chilling. And we see Kaido in his dragon form. He's very cheerful. He pulls up in a great attitude. He's like, hey guys, look at my new form. I got his power now. Isn't this so cool? It's really fun. I'm not gonna lie. Whitebeard's there, and they're agreeing to help Rox because not only is Whitebeard willingly drink on Rox's tab for so long, but times like this, it really does remind you that this pirate team, times like this, it really does remind you that this pirate crew, for all of its downfalls, the rap sheet is long, and you can't just pull off all these heists and all of these plans and do all this crazy shit and literally be strucken from the world government with that much fucking power, and literally be strucken with from the world government and not have no level of cohesion. They have some level of cohesion. It is just really good shit to see. I'm really happy to I'm really happy to see Rox fleshed out and get a full identity on his character. Couldn't be more happy about that. And what I also really appreciate is the showing of Emu. This is one of the more clearer shots of Emu that we've gotten in a long time. I think that's pretty cool. All of the visions that we are getting of Rox right now, I'm cherishing it because it is the first time that we've seen Rox and he's fucking showing out, bro. Realistically, we might see Garp, Rox, and Roger versus Emu. Ooh, with the support team, like a rooftop? Nah. God Valley rooftop piece. My agenda brain's going. I'm gonna cap this video up here because it is getting a little late. What I will say though is that Rox sees this. Whitebeard asks him, "What are we witnessing?" Rox responds, "The world." I really like that idea and how it materializes. Right? Because this could mean, this is what we will be going up against. Once we take on the world, these are one of the challenges. This is one of the many of the thousands of challenges. Or this is the world. This is the final god at the end of the tunnel that I've been researching and that my family has been strucken from the record books for knowing about. There's so much that could go into this. And the Emu being who the fuck emu could be. It just means so much. It might be Nefertari. Honestly, it might be some different shit. It might be fucking Joyable. It could be anybody. It could be fucking anybody. I'm so here for it. I'm down. Oh, there's cooking. We get a break next week. So who knows? Maybe I'll do fun. Maybe I'll do something like a theory craft. Who knows, right? You guys stay tuned for that. As I always say, stay safe, stay beautiful. All right? Peace, y'all.